Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes. And you know what day it is? It's Miss Aprylete Day.
That's right.
Yay.
He's actually excited, y'all. Like literally.
I was excited,
I'm
and
excited.
Yolanda's being silly.
Yeah, the
That's
the girls
usually
are back.
me, the one that's being silly, but Yolanda is tag. She's it today. And it
I
I'm
seems
love
like
not
I
them,
just
baby.
seen you
in a good
girls,
mood, Sybil.
huh?
I'm not in a good mood.
Why? Because I was going to say, it seems like we've just been together and we were last night
Yeah, we
for a
were.
really nice occasion and uplifting and all of that.
Yeah.
And now what? What happened?
Mm,
How dramatic was that? I went
very.
Aprylette with the hunt. Thank you, Aprylette. Thank you for
Did,
that.
I'm
did,
like,
did,
do we need the praise and worship team?
No, I don't have a
do,
reason.
is it your dog?
Because I have this thing where I think because of mindfulness, you choose if some things aren't going right, then you choose to look at it and respond a different way. So if you're hungry, then eat. Don't be mean to people because you are angry, whatever that's called.
Hangry.
If you're in pain, then you go get some medicine. I don't think that because something is going on with you that you put it off on other people. And so last night, no, Sip, I'm telling you, I just think that's important. Don't be mean to me because you got some nonsense going on in your life. So I'm going to really try not to be mean to y'all because I got nonsense going on in my life. And I don't even know, it's not even that big of a
It's
deal.
not your life though.
It's
It's
not.
a circumstance. It's a situation.
It's
It's
a surrounding. It's a
People that it's people.
So now you know you really shouldn't be feeling how you feeling because we cannot control others. What
Oh,
they do is probably a projection of what they're feeling. You know, I mean, we can do it the whole therapy session. What you want to do? Give me invoice. I'm not a doctor. I'm gonna let y'all know that. However, I do take a little invoice every now and then.
therapy with Miss Aprylette.
I'm open to that and I know that. I am just so here's the deal. Every time somebody do some dumb or stupid stuff, I'm always for real over and over and over again because I will never get used to people doing mean, rude, crazy. I'm just not. I'm always shocked.
Mhm.
But people never disappoint me for doing dumb stuff. And
Yeah.
so it's just really. And
That's
Sybil
really
normally
great.
say, yeah, really. And so it's just that I have tenants. I am a landlord. So would that be enough? And
Oh yeah.
dealing with tenants, it's like people are amazed. People really think that it's the 13th. People really think they can live for free. So sidebar. Okay, I know I'm talking a lot, but get this. I don't know if you guys are on Instagram. I'm very seldom on Instagram. But every time I go on Instagram, I get Amanda Seals.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, Sybil. That poor babe, she be really mad every
She's
day
she's way
about
too angry for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
And so when I was going through that, I was like, oh, that's Amanda Seals. Calm down.
That was an AS moment. Like, calm down.
You're that angry, but yeah, I'm frustrated because
You're frustrated. You're not angry though.
and it's not about me. So April, I manage this property for my mom's best friend who's 84 and
Mm,
she lives in Oakland. So I'm trying to help her. And she needs, but everybody needs their money. It's
yeah.
the 13th, and I go over there, and the lady, she's like, "What?" I'm like, "What are you?"
It's like, baby, did you check the calendar?
And then April last, she said, "Well, I don't have it," and I was like, "Well, what does that mean?" Well, I guess I'm gonna have to move.
And
And
she just,
the yogi in me did not show up. Yogi did not
ooh,
show up on that doorstep.
The Londa did.
Yes. White showed up. Okay, so when can you be gone? I will have somebody over here tomorrow. We'll have somebody in. So you'll be gone by the 1st. Okay, good. We're gonna start looking at the place tomorrow. And I don't want to be that person, Aprylete.
You know what? I understand, but you know that you don't want to be that person. But circumstances call. You got to put your foot down, and ain't nothing wrong with it.
And here's the thing: they just did a lot of work on this place.
Yeah, so
a lot.
Wait, that I paid for,
right?
Because I didn't want to infringe upon the lady.
Yeah,
but I know, but Aprylete, I don't want to be. I want to be. Hey, peace and blessings to you. I want to be that. That's who I want to be.
Look, after you get them on out, peace and blessings to you.
And your next rental experience, yes.
Right. Anyway,
take that which you left here and take it to the next place,
and
don't use me as a referral.
Ooh. Damn. See, Sybil can't show, and it's so funny. I promise to God. While I was over there, I was like, I need to get Sybil to just go over there. Like,
handle it.
And she started telling me,
I'm your girl. Because I can go right now.
Sit down, Sybil.
Aprylete, because the woman's mother got glaucoma, and you can see the glaucoma when you walk in. And I was like, oh my God, it's just. But hold on, but this is.
I got some gummies for her.
Is that right? You might need to throw gummies to Yolanda.
Right. So, are you looking around for the gummies?
Yes, I am. I'm looking for the gummies. That's not it.
Okay. Okay. Ooh.
What else you need? What you need?
Look at
the time.
No.
Midnight Rider. Yo, roses are beautiful and sweet, but don't get twisted. They do have thorns. Okay. Thank you, Midnight Rider.
See that.
That's
all
it.
Right. Yep. So anyway, I'm better now. I'm over it.
And take it from the daughter of a Betty. Don't let them mess up your head.
That's real.
She said that about all of her marriages, though. So this wasn't a rental situation.
Okay, Miss Betty.
You can take that.
I don't know if Miss Betty in Oakland would be like Betty from Kansas City, but I'm just saying.
But isn't that awful? So as it turns out, I have a girlfriend that's over this agency, and we are so below market rate. So below, like I'll tell you, because don't nobody know me anyway.
It's a bargain.
They only pay $1,500. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house.
I will be your next tenant.
But wait, when I talk to this agency, he's like, "Oh, you're way below." He's like, "I can get you at least $2,100." I say, "Will you meet me over there tomorrow?"
No, literally.
But let me be fair. So I'm gonna end it on this. So with our houses, when we got the houses, they were just a blessing. Me and my husband, we were making decent living. And so we acquired our family houses. So we have my grandmother's house, my great grandmother's house, my aunts, and what have you. And so what we said is that we would help people out. That would be our ministry. And so we don't do credit checks because we know that a lot of people don't have good credit. So we don't do credit checks. We do a shut up.
Right. She said your frustration has started.
And I said, and we won't charge a lot because $2,100, I think $1,500, I think that's a lot of money. So we said, you know what? We're not trying to get rich off of people. We're trying to help people out. We are way below. And so honestly, as I think about this and I come to my senses, these people don't have a lot of money. And and they old, like the grandmother really is old with glaucoma. Those are the gummies. and she is, let me tell you what's funny. When I'm over there to pick up the rent, Aprylete, she got a cigarette here, but she got oxygen
That's
Now,
dangerous for your property.
Is it?
Yes.
the fire, the oxygen tank.
That's an explosion waiting to happen.
Oh my.
Now you tell them that they violating some laws.
Send me over there tonight.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come to a close right now.
Right.
And
We
are
go
going to-
we go stop the show and go over Miss Betty's house.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm
Yes.
coming with my bed in a U-Haul because I'm right on in. I'm ready. I'm tired of paying this high rent. I'm ready, and I'm a good tenant.
Oh my goodness. All right, Sybil, go ahead. Go on with your little show.
I guess you don't want our help, Aprylete. Okay.
What we
take
did
one
was
of
we
these
provided
by
the space. We provide. You say you take a gummy by yourself.
Right, right.
I need that and this.
Wait, Sybil.
That's so closing on YouTube says, do the show over there. That's the show.
We'll take it on the road.
Show.
That would be a show.
That
Sybil.
right there is a show. So what I wanted to talk about was the lovely evening we had last night with the Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America. No. This is great. This is a great jumping off point. Because where we see how people are struggling and may have difficulties, health, money, all of that kind of thing. Here is an organization, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America, that connect people and enhance the lives of both sets of people that come together, the bigs and the littles, big brothers, big sisters, little sisters. And so they had an award ceremony for their Hall of Fame last night, and 6 people were inducted into the Hall of Fame. And it was so uplifting. It was so life affirming. I wish everybody could have seen it and been a part of that. It was the entertainment was from a former little. The young man that introduced me is a little, and when I say little, a little brother. The other people who were there who have been both little and big in their lives. One man that I absolutely his whole spirit really we connected over the rehearsal, and he's from Hawaii, and he was a little, and so was another young woman from I believe from San Antonio. She was a little, and she referenced her big. She had a big brother, and this gentleman was a little in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the first little.
Yes, the very first of the
Yeah.
organization. And it turns out he ran the organization after a while and just retired. And that's the kind of legacy this organization has. And I really want to thank, we've had the president of the Big Brothers, Big Sisters on before. And I want to thank him. And I especially want to thank Justice Harkless for inviting me to be the MC last night. That was so, it was, like I said, I left on a high. And having an interview with a young man.
It was just so well done. And I mean, it was a great production. I'm just so proud of our little girl, Justice. Justice did an amazing job.
Really did.
So proud of her.
Yeah.
It was really, like, it was a big production.
Yeah. And it was great. It was great.
And it was, she's like, okay, we're behind. You gotta go. It reminded me of working with Yolanda.
I was just about to say, as a producer, when I go in, I look at this. I mean, everything was just so well put together.
Yeah.
And they even had live entertainment afterwards. And
so Aprylete, tell them about your live entertainment foray.
Oh my goodness. So I've never done. So the live entertainment, the girl that was singing, but when I went back in, they had the headphones, the silent like DJ type of party. Baby, I threw them headphones on and I was just the grooving. Justice was looking at me like, really? I'm like, I've never done this and I don't get out much. So I put my little headphones on and I had a blast, baby. We was doing the Macarena. we was, you know, it was
so
it
simple.
was such a good time.
Can we explore that? Do you have time? Can we just do, and then we'll just break the other segment up if we can just complete this.
Yeah, we can. We'll move Aprylete's segment into the
Good.
next part.
I just want to ask this, Aprylete. What's fun about putting on earphones and just dancing by yourself?
Because I mean, it's music, so it was music that I liked, and it felt good. And then looking at everybody else, seeing what color their headphones were, and seeing if we were like on the same beat was just kind of fun. Like it was a whole vibe. It was
okay. So like R&B music may have been on the blue headphones,
mm-hmm. And
rap may have been on red or whatever, and country music may have been on yellow.
And so everybody kind of chose their own station.
Real interaction.
Baby, you don't need the interaction. You can look at folks and you could tell like what they're listening to, and then we're just dancing. Like we don't have to talk. We're just dancing. The music, moving our body.
But isn't the communal experience? Doesn't that mean something?
Yeah, but because see, if you're listening to something and I'm listening to something different, then we're not in tune.
But you find it, but you can literally see because the colors are different on the headphones.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But if you see a green and I'm a green,
do you approach each other?
I mean, I didn't. I was in my own vibe, but other folks were dancing together and things like that.
So people do dance together.
Yeah. It wasn't like no one was sitting down. There was like not a.
But there wasn't any chairs.
There was no chairs. There wasn't. All butts was up. All butts was dancing. So you know, you just kind of find your tribe, and the tribe is the color of the headset. So you know, you just find.
So I've gone to a club. There's a club in Dallas that does this.
Mm-hmm.
And me, Ward, and Cherie went, and so Aprylete.
If y'all knew Cherie, they know Cherie. They know Cherie. Okay.
So
everybody has a Cherie.
So wait, Ward was sitting here, Cherie was sitting here.
And everybody has a Ward,
and we all had on the headset, and we were all like.
But see, nah, baby. For this conference and just being in that moment, like Sybil just explained, like you just left on a high, everybody's feeling good. And I don't know them folks. So I put my headphones on and I was just grooving. I didn't stay too long. It was literally like 2 songs and then I was out.
But she's off of adult beverages this month, so there was no lemon drops to be bought.
No. And baby, they had the wine flowing. And I'm just
But I just have this idea about that is that I'm not trying to be deep, but I was just thinking as I was watching that last night, we are just becoming more and more disconnected as a society. Yeah. And this is so indicative. We are partying, but we are all listening to different music and just really jamming with ourselves as opposed to experiencing this funness with someone else. But I know that that's where we are. And it's just interesting to observe.
But the other part of that was the entertainment in the show. In the award show, there's a Richmond Punch is his name, a violinist.
He blew it down,
and he was a little, and he is an amazing violinist. Went to school at Juilliard, got his master's at Yale University at the encouragement of his big, and just showing what that kind of experience can do for you.
Yes.
What that kind of encouragement and that kind of relationship can do for you is just, if you're not a part of it, it makes you ashamed of yourself. Like, what the hell am I doing with my life? I can find a little that would like to watch Hallmark movies with me. We'd be set.
I bet you could, Sybil.
But they have, they were talking about, I believe it was a man, Daniel, was talking about how he, his big introduced him to playing tennis, to, swimming, and to this and that and the other thing. And it's like.
And with the lady Marissa, her big taught her how to speak English because she came over only speaking Spanish.
Came from Mexico. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And now she's a big muckety muck in the NFL.
Yes.
And has, worked her way through a number of different businesses and been, one of those Power 100 people. Yeah. And learned, yes, Yolanda.
So I don't remember all of that. because I was sitting next to Hill Harper, and there was nothing else going on. When I was telling Tracy about Hill this morning, just the way that he crossed his leg over his other leg, the way he raises his hand and put his hand on his head when he slightly turns over to the right and cracks a girl. There was something else going on besides Hill Harper. Okay, I'm sorry.
And when I gave Hill his award, I had to do like this.
I love you so much.
Because I was like, you got the rest of this show. You need to just hear Mr. Harper. Thank you very much. And
he is a fine
boy.
That's why you're my best friend. I love you so much. That's hilarious. And then, but see, I was sitting behind them. Aprylete was really sitting right next to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
girl, you should have saw Aprylete. She could not have been more.
And did she do this?
Well, she did do that a couple of times.
Yeah. Oh,
oh, behave. Congratulations.
And what is it you do, sweetie?
No, literally. It's so funny because we were really so close where he was texting, and not to be like, oh, I was all in his phone, but like we were that close where I could literally see his text messages. We were really close.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And was he texting his son to say their prayers as he told us in the speech?
No, how sweet was that?
Yeah.
Okay, Sybil.
So that was a great time. And thank you, Justice, for inviting me. And I really want to encourage people to look at this organization. And it is, like I said, it's just life affirming. And it is something that we should all. Yolanda is really good. I should tell you about this. And I'll tell you in the next segment because we'll move on to and we'll talk to Aprylete about her story. Aprylete is our mental health and wellness contributor. And in this segment, which is normally what's really going on, we're going to talk about Aprylete's story, which I think is fascinating, very interesting in terms of mental health and how nature and things of nature can really improve one's mental health.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting as well because outside of focusing on nature, they really kind of honed in on urban living spaces and how that is starting to, grow more and things like that. And so integrating like that natural element into those city spaces is super important. So this study was done out of Bangor University. Research pretty much just shows that simply directing your site towards natural elements, even within those urban environments, it can enhance your well-being. And it was published in the People and Nature journal, and they utilized eye tracking technology to investigate how focusing on natural versus man-made elements for your mental health. So the people weren't actually walking in nature. Hold on, let me go to my little notes really quick. So wait, let's take it back. They recruited 117 adults. It was divided into 3 different groups. So one group was the green group that focused on the natural and nature elements. The other group was the gray group that just focused on man-made elements. And the third group focused on both. And so they had these eye technology headsets. And so
like VR, like virtual reality?
So they didn't name specifically virtual reality, but it's something kind of like similar to that. And so they had a guided walk for 45 minutes and they showed pictures. So every group had the different pictures, whether it was the man-made elements or the natural elements, which were nature. And so they kind of did the study on that to kind of see what was the result. So the results showed that the ones who focused on the natural elements, such as trees, grass, and flowers, they all had significant mood improvements and anxiety reduction. So after that, they surveyed all of these people to get the results. And then the ones that focused on man-made, they had no improvement. Wow. And they also, the people that focused on the natural elements, they said that they felt more positive and refreshed after that 45-minute walk.
Wow. Well, I feel good after taking a walk, but I didn't know that it, and I guess I did know that being outside does something for my mental state, but I didn't know that there was a study for it.
And then they went a little deeper too, because again, they were kind of focusing on urban living environments. They were kind of saying that, well, researchers were saying that now they can use this study for urban planners. And so they were saying that they should provide and prioritize more green spaces.
Yeah, instead of concrete jungles.
Exactly. So I think that that would be super important with just all of these new developments. And every time I go out my house, it's just all of these apartments and this, and trying to find an apartment with a dog park is just super important. Just having a little greenery for your dog, and that's really hard in a lot of different spaces. So I think that this is an important study, and I would like to see it maybe grow, because like again, they only had 117 participants, but I would like to see it maybe on like a larger scale to see if it really
and especially adults as opposed to children and things like that, because we tell our kids, well, I know I do, I tell adults to go outside and play, and there's nothing available for them to play on or with in terms of grass and a sand lot or whatever it is. Will this affect how you look for another place to live?
Well, honestly, I'm going to be moving in one of Yogi's. So hey, if it's
you don't have a yard and a backyard, front yard and backyard.
Thank you for that. But honestly, I have never really been a city living girl. Like I love staying by a body of water, whether it's a lake or a pond, something where I can get outside of having Gucci. I know how important it is to get outside and get your vitamin D and literally feel the grass. It feels so good.
Yeah.
It feels really good. And even this study, it's wild because again, this was pictures. So that kind of makes me think about
imagine.
Yeah, like it makes me think kind of like picture books and things like that. I'm like, I wonder if you literally or immersed in a book that actually had maybe pictures of greenery and things like that. How would that feel? Because reading for me stimulates my mood. Yeah. So it's something to really think about, honestly. So if you're having a bad day, you guys, maybe if you can't get outside, maybe Google some pictures of the grass and some flowers just to kind of see if it, brightens up your mood a little bit.
Yolanda, you live with a lot of greenery in your house. Does that affect you?
Oh, I think so. I really think that it does. But that's one of the main things that when we are in yoga teacher training, that's the grounding where, sometimes it is good to just go outside, and you might not be able to do this, and just really step in the grass with your feet, not with shoes on, and just really see how that feels to really be grounded. Some people have this experience. I don't feel this way, but some people feel this way walking on a beach.
Yeah.
Some people love that feeling of walking on a beach. And they're just, whenever we hear about people relaxing, that's what we hear. That they are on a body of water, just really enjoying what God created.
Yeah, right. That's really what it is.
Yeah. And when you do your meditation, your imagery meditation, most often it is you start out and you have somebody to just relax and think of a comfortable place. And it could be in the mountains, it could be, with the body of water, but it is always that imagery always goes back to nature.
Yeah.
Wow.
That study is very, very interesting.
Yeah. And like I said, I would love to see it kind of like grow and, really.
And I also wonder how it affects adults as opposed to children. Is there, do they see an immediate effect for children or if it is, more so for adults or whatever, but whatever it is, I wholeheartedly, I mean, I'm one of those people. Yes, Yolanda. Hello, Deborah.
Sorry.
Brenda Franks on Facebook says there's a chronic pain program for vets. It's been helping manage the pain of vets in active duty in Tampa by incorporating the outdoor walking in Tampa. Yeah. That's great. That's really great. I believe that is definitely a helper in all things trauma and sometimes physical difficulty related.
Well, even animals, I mean, for those of us that have pets, and if we happen to live in apartments, it's sometimes challenging for animals, like Aprylete is saying, to get out. I think it's really important for animals to get out and to feel
Yes, and for
Yes.
people that kind of stay in those high rise and things like that, like you're really doing your animal a disservice if they cannot get outside and stretch their legs on some greenery.
I agree.
You know, like I don't, yeah, that's kind of hard. And I kind of just thought about people being incarcerated, you know, like they may get an hour out for rec time just to get outside and to feel the air.
That's a good point.
You know, the I don't know if it's greenery around, you know, whatever parts of town the jail system is, but I mean they at least get
because there's only so much, like when you can run around the yard or whatever. But
yeah.
I did see a story not too long ago about men who are out of prison, and they started a running team, and how this enhanced them, because not only for the physical exercise but for being outdoors.
Yeah.
And what that did for them in their readjustment and reacclimation.
But that's a good point about the prison, Sybil, because when we're told about prison, selling prison, it is concrete and steel, concrete and steel, and that is not to rehabilitate.
Right.
That is not designed to rehabilitate. So I'm just wondering, when they were putting together the idea of jails that were going to be a rehabilitation for people who have committed crimes, nobody considered
having a nice
and think about the people that work in there too. What that
would be good.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah. See, I didn't think about that either. Yeah. You go to work all day and that's what you are surrounded by.
Yeah.
Yeah. A concrete jungle.
That is something. Well, I love the idea of this, and I hope you'll follow up on it, Aprylete, and keep us apprised of it. Things like this.
Good story. Thank you for that.
Very good.
I enjoyed that.
Those are the kinds of stories you find in our newsletter. Our youngins are our contributors. Aprylete is mental health and wellness, and Quinn Townsend Riley is LGBTQIA+. Her big brother Cameron is politics, and Coy Malone is our social justice contributor. And you can check out their stories every day in the What You Need to Know newsletter. One of the things I talked about is the price of food and other items is going down. And the Fed did not lower the interest rate yesterday, the Fed chairman, but he says that things are still improving, that the prices did not move from April to May. And so they stayed steady, and doesn't expect for any change to take place before the end of the year in terms of the interest rates. And when we talk about the interest rates, that is what affects our borrowing ability. The interest rates go up, then that means the banks and the credit card lending institutions and those, when you use your credit cards, the credit interest rates will be higher. When you borrow money from the bank, your interest rates will be higher, like to buy a car and things like that. So things are starting to go down. And if you go to the grocery store, Yolanda, you can see that prices at the grocery store are going down as well.
Okay, Sybil, today, because Aprylete, I am privileged. Let me admit, I'm privileged. Either Ward or Sybil feeds me every day.
I love that.
I admit that. So today I was going to feed myself. Now, I had already had my tenant issue. And so I was told to go get a barbecue place over there off of Hattie Street. So
Yolanda's mother and Yolanda are food is a challenge for them.
But I'm like, I'm gonna go for it. And Aprylete, you really understand this. When I went in there, there was a sign that was on the wall that says, "We are proud of our food," because they asked $14 for a sandwich, no sides, no extra. Aprylete, $15 for one sandwich. It wasn't
nothing else with it. Wow.
Nothing else with it.
Was it good? Did you get it?
She's ready to go back.
I got it. It was good, and unfortunately, I might go back tomorrow.
But her mom was eating the sandwich, and she was enjoying it so much. She's like, "Where did you get this sandwich?" And they told her. She went and got it. And
wow.
But it was 15.
That's a lot of money.
So people pay $15 for a sandwich, and you don't get a side. You don't get no potato salad. You don't get no chips. You don't get no pickles. But I did get banana bread. No, potato bread. It was good.
Okay. For your sandwich?
Yeah. But I was just like, Somebody said that's okay. So it's not just me.
No,
Okay.
that's expensive. That's a whole platter.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Regina Glover said that was a hell of a sandwich.
Okay. So that was a lot. So it's not just.
Was it a big sandwich? Was it like a Dagwood sandwich? Was it a nice stack of several layers of meat?
It was a nice size sandwich, but it was $15.
Yeah, and you needed something on the side. Like with my sandwiches, I need something to,
Well,
offset it.
I went and got her it was a turkey sandwich, and then the next day was it a brisket sandwich?
Yeah.
And brisket is a little bit more, but they're about $15-$16. But you do get a side.
You get a side. I'm with that.
Like a whole platter, a meal.
Yeah, a meal. Exactly.
Because the sandwich sound like a snack.
Aprylete, come on now. Exactly. That's not a meal. You got to have a side to make a meal, Sybil.
Okay. All right. So those are the things that we talk about in the newsletter. And I also mentioned that restaurants like Wendy's and even Starbucks have value meals now, which just made me think of dear Albert Joyner, who said owned all of the McDonald's in all of Jackson, Mississippi, and talked about how folks shied away from the value meals. I was like, where do they do that at? But times are hard now, and people are,
going back to that value meal.
Back to the value meal. So those are the kinds of things we talk about in the What You Need to Know newsletter, along with Little Known Black History Fact, HBCU Corner, things like that, every day, as well as Yogi's Jewel, which we'll end the show with. So that is, and we'd love to have you subscribe. Go to SybilWilkes.com, give us your name and your email address. We'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday. Let's move to trending. And here in trending, talk a little bit more about the Big Brothers Big Sisters situation. Just in terms of the people that were there, and the takeaway from this, the young people. There was a young man, as I mentioned, who introduced me. His name is Eric. He's from San Antonio. There's a young man that interviewed me for a part of their multimedia program from Louisville, Texas, and his name is Judah. And these are young men who said they knew about me from their moms. And I got to meet Judah's mom, but it was usually this is not unusual. Kids say, well, I listened to you growing up, in the car on the way to school, that kind of thing. But this was a situation where it was a lot of white people, and they had no idea who we were. But that was okay. They were very kind. And I got laid last night, and so it was.
Sybil loves Hawaii, and so she makes a big deal out of the whole.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it's called.
Delay.
You sure did. I witnessed it. I was there. I was there.
You watched Sybil get laid?
Yeah. It was great. It was great.
So it was a lot of fun. And it was really a very special night. So thank you for inviting me to be a part of that. It was, and they were a good crowd too. They were very, very amenable to some of my silliness. So absolutely. Let's move to things that are going on today in the news. I don't know if you guys. I had such a relaxing morning. I really forgot that it was Thursday and that I had work to do. So I kind of fell behind with the news, but the Supreme Court came down with a ruling about the use of the abortion pill, mifepristone. And we talk about that in the newsletter tomorrow, so check that out. But here is another decision that came down by the United States Supreme Court, and it has to do with Donald Trump and the phrase "Trump too small." The Supreme Court unanimously rejected an attempt to trademark the phrase "Trump too small." This is a result of Donald Trump. There's a picture of him going like this, and underneath is the slogan "Trump too small," and it is a decision that recognized the government's long history of setting boundaries on trademarks. and they just said that this guy was could not go ahead with this and disturbing the longstanding tradition which supports the restriction of the use of another's name, a man's name, in a trademark. And so Steve Elster wanted to sell the T-shirts with the phrase he said conveys the idea that former President Donald Trump's features and his policies are diminutive. And the joke harkens back to a personal jab against Trump during the 2016 campaign from a man he now wants to be his, or is said to be on the list for vice president, Senator Mark Rubio, then a Republican presidential rival. He said that Marco Rubio said Trump had disproportionately small hands. And you know what they say about men with small hands, taking a beat before adding, you can't trust them. And so they were trying to play on small hands and small, things and what have you. And so, but it looks like this is not going to go forth because using Donald Trump's name in a trademark, nobody can do that except Donald Trump. History was made at the G7 summit in Italy, and all of the nations decided to give a $50 billion loan to the country of Ukraine to rebuild damaged infrastructure and purchase weapons that will be repaid by interest from the Russian assets that were frozen after Moscow invaded Ukraine in 2022. That was, and that's a big step because remember, not too long ago, the United States was saying, no, we cannot give, the House and the Senate were not willing to give money to Ukraine. And that was going against a promise that President Biden made to the country of Ukraine. And so they're a little behind in their money, but all of the G7, the NATO countries like Italy and Germany and France, the United States, Japan, and I'm missing United States, and I'm missing one. But anyway, the G7 countries, not including Russia, said, yeah, we want to go ahead and support Russia. We want to go ahead and support Ukraine, and we're going to give you this $50 billion to get get the supplies you need to rebuild because the country has been decimated by the Russian attacks. And so, but the question is, with all the support that is going to Ukraine, especially led by, did I say Great Britain? Led by the United States, people are wondering what's going to happen to the United States if Joe Biden is not reelected. And it is well known that Donald Trump is no friend of Ukraine.
Yeah.
And he tried to use Ukraine against Biden years ago. And so now there's a great deal of concern because of the polling and how people allegedly feel about Joe Biden. Will they have the same level of support for Ukraine as they do now? The time will tell, but hopefully, people will maybe the Ukrainians build up a campaign office for Joe Biden and encourage their fellow Ukrainians that are now in this country to register and to vote for him. But it is it's a question.
Yeah,
it's a real
America in a pickle.
Yeah, it is a pickle. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This is TikTok is a son of a gun, and no matter what you say, it's dangerous. The security, you're giving away the country's secrets and all of this kind of stuff. It doesn't matter because teenagers are going to watch TikTok and participate no matter what. 2 Florida teens have been identified and arrested after surveillance video captured them kicking in the doors of residents' homes as a part of a TikTok challenge. The Hernando County Sheriff's Office said that 2 15-year-olds were arrested on multiple counts of burglary of a dwelling after they admitted to kicking in the front doors of 4 homes. Over the last 2 weeks, deputies said they have investigated 4 reports of unknown individuals individuals walking up to the front door of a residence and people waking up to hearing their doors kicked in the early morning, causing tremendous damage. Deputies said the impact of the kicks caused the doors to fly open in some instances, and they got this idea as part of the challenge from someone on TikTok.
All of these challenges are they're turning.
Because I'm sure that there's a lot we can say about TikTok, but remember before old people was on Facebook, there was a lot of Facebook challenges.
Yeah. And a lot of these challenges are deadly. It's just like, what if you get somebody doing
chugging
cinnamon and
yeah.
And kids always doing dumb stuff.
But this is more than just like going around and knocking on people's doors.
Run and knocking on the door and then running.
But kicking a door in.
I agree. But I'm just saying, it seemed like the story was about TikTok. It should have been about these badass kids.
Well, they got the idea from TikTok.
Oh, okay. Got it. That they got the idea from TikTok. That's where the TikTok came in.
Right.
Okay.
It's a TikTok
I'm slow
challenge.
today, Sybil. I'm slow.
And you're angry.
I'm not angry.
At least you can chuckle. I love you.
As a result of the loan that was given to Ukraine, Russia's like, we're not going to take this lying down. So they have already put their Navy ships in place in the waters off of Cuba, 90 miles from the United States.
Oh, wow.
For exercises. For naval exercises.
That's what they call it, exercises.
Mm-hmm. They said that the Russian warships reached Cuban waters yesterday ahead of the planned military exercises in the Caribbean that some see as a projection of strength as tensions grow over Western support for Ukraine. The fleet, made up of a frigate, what the frigate is a frigate, a nuclear-powered submarine and an oil tanker, and a rescue tugboat, crossed into Havana Bay after drills in the Atlantic Ocean. The frigate, adorned with the Russian and Cuban flags, greeted by a 21-cannon salute. Russian sailors aboard the frigate stood in military formation as they approached the island of Cuba. Some Cuban residents stopped to take pictures of the arriving ships. U.S. officials expect the ships are to remain in the region through the summer and possibly also stop in Venezuela, where Vladimir Putin has friends. And so between Cuba and Venezuela, Russia feels pretty good about the company that they're keeping in this area of the world. They have periodically made forays into the Caribbean, but the mission comes less than 2 weeks after the president authorized Ukraine to use the U.S. provided weapons to strike inside Russia. That was the proviso. We'll give you these weapons, but you cannot use them inside of Russia as you make your attack. And now the president says all gloves are off, no holds barred. And Russia's like, okay, well then let's load up the ships and go to Cuba. And so it's almost like a game of chicken or whose is bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
well, Sybil, I know that you just told us about Ukraine and the money that we're getting, and with Putin and when Putin, doing what he's doing with Cuba. But did you hear that Sexy Red got arrested?
No, I did not.
Girl,
why don't you tell us that story?
Sexy Red was at the airport and got into a fight. And she picked up something. I don't even know who Sexy Red is.
I was going to ask you to tell the people who Sexy Red is.
I don't even know who Sexy Red is. I was just, my mind just wondered when you were being so detailed about the ship in what was going on in Cuba. My mind just went to Sexy Red. And
you've been to Cuba. Do you realize how close that is to this country?
I've been to Cuba.
You said 90 miles.
Yes.
Yeah, that was frightening when you gave that 90 miles.
Yeah.
Because that's close. So no, that was an interesting story. I was just being silly.
No, please do tell us. Aprylete, do you know anything about Sexy Red?
Aprylete really don't know who Sexy Red is.
So Sexy Red, the only thing I know about Sexy Red because she's from St. Louis.
Oh
yeah. So that's that.
That's
what you know
that's the extent of knowing about Sexy Red.
That's the extent of it. Because I'm trying to get sexy myself. I am in a 4-week challenge, y'all.
How's it going?
It's going good. I haven't had a cocktail. I've been working out every day. And it's been going great. So my rest days are Saturdays and Sundays. So no, it's been going good. I'm 2 weeks strong.
Good for you. And you're halfway through the month. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Sexy Red is Janae Vieira Wary from the Lou.
Research.
Your audience do not care.
You brought it up.
Sybil is
you brought it up. You had nothing to give us, so I just thought I'd
Gary, you are hilarious.
go to the Google.
And I'm telling you, you move quick like the young kids do with the Google. Oh, girl.
Well, all of this is going to, this is going to, what's the word I'm looking for? This is going to affect all of the sexies, all of the reds, all of us in America. So, that being said,
all the sexy browns, all the sexy yellows, all
we all gotta pay attention.
So why do they call her Sexy Red, by the way?
I have no idea.
Light skin?
No, she's brown.
Oh, she's brown. So they don't mean like
a red bone.
Like a red bone. Right.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Okay, that's your assignment.
No, ma'am. You're not gonna assign me to
you can't turn down an assignment.
I'm sorry, Sybil.
I said you can't turn down.
Y'all both said the same thing. I forgot I'm at work. Is it about her mental? Is it about what her music does to our mental? I mean,
okay. And in the story, you tell us who Sexy Red is.
Y'all so silly. I hope everybody is laughing right now.
That is silly. It is silly.
And you will tell us how Janae got her stage name.
Sexy Red.
Got you. I'm on that beat. I got.
Oh, see, I knew somebody would know, Sybil. Okay. Wow. Okay.
She hangs with blood. Oh, okay. Kathy Harris.
Okay, they got real serious. That's
fun.
Blood.
Yeah, that's away from us.
I'm thinking red roses, my red couch.
I'm going to go back to the silent disco.
Right, me too. Me too. Whoa! I made a wrong left turn. I should have went up a little further before I made that left. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh goodness gracious!
Next time, make it about Will Smith or Martin Lawrence or somebody in there, Yolanda. That
well, maybe that's what you have for us in entertainment.
No, but I am going to recommend that everybody go see Bad Boys. Yeah, really.
Did you go see it yet?
Yes.
Oh, no invite.
We saved the invite for you to come and join us last night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did get the table next to Hill Harper, so I guess I'll take it.
Okay, yeah, you won.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take it.
Okay. All right. Just want to make it set the record straight. Rihanna is out with her new hairline, hair care, and shares her journey of postpartum hair loss at the Fenty hair launch party in Los Angeles last week. The singer opened up about how she learned to deal with hair loss after giving birth to her two sons, RZA and Riot. She said, I didn't expect it to happen in waves. I thought it would just happen and grow back. She said the side effect was not on the pamphlet for post-pregnancy, during which she began losing patches of her hair. At that point, you're just like, all right, enough is enough. She said she learned how to embrace her hair loss by getting more creative and clever with her hairstyles, which have ranged from chic high ponytails and tousled long curls to honey blonde bangs and layers. Most recently, she tossed her wigs and gave a more rare look at her natural hair texture. She's got real cute curly hair. Yeah. And it's blonde. And went public this week while promoting Fenty hair. And she's encouraging others to love and express themselves through hair with Fenty's new line of reparative and strengthening shampoos, conditioners, and more. Go ahead, Rihanna.
Yeah,
that's cool.
She's
cool.
Yeah, very much so. We'll go close out with Yolanda's with Yogi's Jewel, and then we shall dismiss.
Okay. So this week, Sybil, it's about enjoying life. Ooh, I need this. So I was telling Chica, you can always tell what I'm going through because these jewels that I do, they are for me.
Yes.
And everybody else is just interloping in on my feelings and emotions. And I just don't feel like I'm having much fun. So I'm just reminding myself to have fun. So today's is living in the present moment rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future is a crucial way to fully enjoy life.
Wow.
So living in the present, we can't be thinking about what happened in the past, like they're not paying their rent, or in the future if they're gonna pay their rent. But just being present here with you guys, because being here with y'all has really changed my mood. So it's true. So thank you. Let's enjoy life together.
You're welcome.
Uh-huh.
Or as we say, you're welcome. Also, Yolanda, before we go, 2 people in your life are having birthdays this weekend. Happy birthday to your godson, Alex.
Oh, when?
Tomorrow. And happy birthday to Aunt Deborah.
Oh, when is hers?
The 15th. Saturday.
Okay.
Gotta have a best friend, literally.
Girl, I'm telling you.
She's reminding you of the birthdays. Love that.
Oh, girl. She reminds me of everything. Sybil is my brain.
Did you pay your rent, Yolanda?
But she got a lot of She got a lot of stuff in there. And so sometimes I asked her and I was like, why do you know that? So she has enough space in her head, Aprylete, that she can remember my stuff because she got a whole lot of other stuff that she can release and hold on to my stuff for me. I'm just saying.
I don't know why I know these things. Okay. Aprylete. Miss Aprylete, thank you for joining us. Yolanda, thank you for joining us. And you guys, thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Aloha.